Hello again. I am Bane, and I'm on an adventure. I am in Florida. St. Petersburg, Florida to be exact. I just rolled through downtown St. Petersburg on the Pinellas Trail. I'm only guessing that's how it's pronounced. Lots of stuff down here that I can't pronounce. I'm on the Pinellas Trail, which is part of the Florida Coast to Coast Trail. And that's what I'm currently doing. I'm biking the Florida Coast to Coast Trail from St. Petersburg, Florida to Tittusville, Florida. A lot of road crossings. Most of them have been pretty easy, and they have traffic signals for cyclists and pedestrians, but you gotta watch it because like that intersection, not everybody pays attention to that. So I'm in Florida, biking the Coast to Coast Trail, St. Petersburg to Titusville. It is December. No, it's January. It is January, and I'm in a t-shirt and shorts. Though I am getting funny looks from the locals who are in coats and gloves. It is currently 57 degrees, and that's fine weather. I am getting started early this year on my bike trips. And I thought, why not escape the snow and cold and come to Florida? That's where all the, snowbirds, is that what they're called? They come down to Florida in the winter. It is Friday. I worked Wednesday. I got off work on Wednesday, hopped in the car and drove to Florida. About 850 miles down to Titusville. I rented a car in Titusville, parked my car, and then drove the rental to St. Petersburg and left it, and now I'm biking back. Now I poked around a little bit yesterday. I went and seen some alligators. And some manatees. I don't know. I forgot what they're called. But I wanted to see some alligators. And now that I've seen the alligators, I can go home. No, we have adventuring to do. So I checked out the alligators yesterday, dropped off the car at the rental place, and then I had about a 25-mile bike ride down to a campsite where I met a couple fellas that y'all might be familiar with. I didn't make it but about halfway, and Kevin of the Super Nice Guy Hall of Fame came and picked me up, so I didn't bike the whole way, and drove me down to the campsite where I met Thomas from Follow Thomas. If y'all don't follow Thomas, y'all can check him out. I'll throw his link up here. He bikes and he knows about birds. So that was a fun evening. I'm not used to camping with people. All right, I'm in town. I'm gonna shut this down and get to cycling, and I'll be back with y'all shortly. There is blabbing to be done. Like and subscribe and follow along, and on we go. Hello. Check this out. So this is the bike lane, and over here is a completely separate foot traffic lane. That's pretty cool. Crocodiles. Ah! Lunchtime, blueberry bagels and peanut butter. And after lunch, before I take off, I got some extra protein. This is pea protein, creatine, and beet juice powder. Beet juice powder is good for blood flow, which is probably good when you're cycling. It is about noon. I am 26 miles in. It is sunny and warm. It's an awesome day. I'm about 43 miles in. It's been pretty awesome so far. The Pinellas Trail, most of the day has run through town, like the suburbs, I guess. And right past Tarpon Springs, I think it's called, you start rolling along this 4-lane highway. But you're on a bike path that's separated from the road, so it's not horrible. I got about 13 miles left today. It is 2:40. I am trying to make it to the Starkey Wilderness Park before they close at 5. Now normally I wouldn't care if they closed, because I'd roll in and try to hide somewhere anyways. But this evening, I'm meeting nice guy Kevin, and he's got a cabin. So this evening, I'll have a roof over my head. That's not made out of nylon. But I gotta get there before they close. Now, he was gonna ride with me tomorrow to the next camp spot and actually camp with me. And he's from down here, and he don't be doing no camping in the cold. So tomorrow he's testing out camping in the cold. In the morning, he's going to drive to the campsite and then bike back towards me and ride the rest of the way in with me. And then camp. It's a good idea if you're not used to camping in the cold to have your car or something nearby. Because if you wake up freezing, you might need to get in the car to leave. Anyways, this is my first day of the Coast to Coast Trail. And on we go. On we go. Like and subscribe. Follow along. Bringing you the quality content that you have come to expect. I'm sorry, dude. Critter over here. That might be a critter nest. Freaking awesome. Sorry, dude. I got an hour to get to this camp. And if I get there, I sleep in a cabin. And if I don't, I sleep in a tent, and it's gonna rain tonight. But I ain't passing up ice cream. I'm a child. It's good. Good morning, everybody. It is day 2 on the Coast to Coast Trail in Florida. It is 9 o'clock in the morning and almost 60, but it's only going to get colder today, so it's currently the high for the day. But it rained last night. And I got lucky because originally it was supposed to rain today and the rain got here early. So it rained last night while we was in the cabin. So last night I met up with Kevin of the Super Nice Guy Hall of Fame. And we crashed in a bunkhouse. Kind of like 4-H. It had 4 bunk beds and a table and some prison cots, some prison mattresses. But I ain't gonna complain about 4 walls and a roof over my head, ever. So far, so good. Thanks for watching. If you're still around, like and subscribe and follow along. On we go. I am now on the Suncoast Trail. About 7.5 miles in an hour. I tell everybody I'm slow, but I also stop a lot to video stuff. And you know, I'd probably move another 5 miles within an hour if I wasn't stopping. So the Suncoast Trail runs along the side of the highway. It's a separated path, and there's a fence here, so you're not dealing with the traffic, just looking at it. I've had a headache the entire time I've been down here in Florida. I think it's allergies. Could be caffeine, I don't know. Anyways, on we go. On an adventure! Bike computer, my light, action camera, and that's a mount from my drone controller. Obviously my phone, and not to leave without it, my mirror. Look who I found. It's super nice guy Hall of Famer Kevin. All right, what do you think, Kevin?
I think it's cold. Too cold.
Florida, it's cold down here. It's in the 50s. I did put on some sleeves and my beanie. The wind is cold. All right, where are we going? Brookville? Brooksville. We're going to Brooksville for lunch. I saw a bald eagle. I might have got some footage of it, but if I did, it ain't gonna be very good.
Does that count as a critter?
Yeah, it counts as a critter.
I think that critters are the only things that walk on the ground.
If it's breathing, it's a critter. Feathers, fur, scales, I don't care. We are still on the Suncoast Trail and still riding along the highway. I really love these giant oak trees. It's amazing. The old ones with the great big branches, it's like, how are they still on the tree? How have they not fallen off? lunchtime at the Coney Island Drive-In. I'm getting a corn dog and a pulled pork sandwich. And they got Frosty's root beer. Oh, he looked real agitated. Well, we stopped and had lunch at the Coney Island hot dog place. And while we was having lunch, we was thinking about ice cream next door at Frosty Frank's. Well, it never fails.
Closed on a Saturday.
I got cheated out of ice cream. Closed on a Saturday. I think we got 15 miles to camp, right? Is that what you said, 15 miles? Maybe 12. Like and subscribe, follow along. Adventure time with Bane and Kevin. And on we go. Hello.
These guys are home like all day and they just ride down the road.
I want to see critters. You know, I look out through these open spots like this. I'm like, where are the critters? I'd be okay with a turkey, but I want to see a bear. I want to see bear. I don't want a bear encounter. There's a massive difference. Have people request more camp stuff, and I don't have much more camp stuff than this. It is daylight still. Normally I bike until dark, then I set up camp in the dark. I'm normally stealth camping. Nice guy, Hall of Famer Kevin got this campsite, so this is where we're camping. I have a Nemo Tensor sleep pad. It is, I don't know, insulated. I don't know what the R value is. It's okay. And then this is a Enlightened Equipment quilt. It's a top quilt. It's kind of like a sleeping bag, but it doesn't zip up. And then some kind of Nemo pillow. I need a bigger one. That's it. That's my camp. That's all I do. If I was going to make dinner, I have some little Tokes titanium pot that I break out. I have a BRS stove, little tiny stove, weighs less than an ounce. And I would heat up water and I'd probably fix me some instant mashed potatoes. Now, we just had lunch not that long ago, so I'm probably just going to have a bagel with some peanut butter and some snacks and call it an evening as far as food's concerned. And that's it. Normally, it would be dark right now. I would eat, I'd crawl into my tent, and I'd try to go to bed. That's all I do. I have my bike bags. I would take off the bag that has my electronics. I would take that off and I'd bring it in the tent with me. I wheel the bicycle right up to the tent, and I have a bike lock that locks to the bike and rolls. The lock goes into the tent with me. It's a really tiny cable. It wouldn't stop any professionals, but the thought is it's a small little cable. They won't see it, so at night they just grab the bike and run, and then they pull the cable. I've not had an issue yet, so it's not been tested. That's it. That's all I like. I really don't do anything at camp. Like, I'm going to change. We're at a campground area, so I'd probably go try to get me a shower. Normally, I would stealth camp. Stealth camping is when you're camping somewhere you're not supposed to be. Maybe camping isn't allowed, or maybe camping's allowed with a reservation, and I just hide and camp anyways. Because I'm cheap, people. I'm cheap. I don't want to spend money. Also, more importantly, when you're bike touring, sometimes campsites don't line up with where you're going. And I'll be honest, I never want to rent a hotel. There's been a few instances where I'm in town and I rent a hotel because I don't want to camp in Cleveland. Like, I would like to wake up and still have my stuff. But other than that, I don't want to pay for a hotel. You know, and even with hotels, sometimes there's no hotel available. I don't want to plan my trip from campsite to campsite or from hotel to hotel. I just want to bike all day until I'm tired, and then I stop. Normally, I bike until it's dark because I don't like camp. I don't want to sit at camp. I'm usually by myself, and it's not very fun sitting at camp by yourself. I don't actually like camping. I camp because it's a requirement of bike traveling. And I bike travel because it's a way of traveling that's inexpensive. You get to see a lot more stuff than you would normally see. And that's pretty much it. This evening, Kevin's with me, so we'll hang out and chit-chat. I think he said he's going to build a fire, which I'm okay with. I don't normally build a fire either. One of the reasons I don't build a fire is because by the time I get to camp, I'm tired. I'm camping illegally most of the time, and you can't really build a fire when you're trying to hide. And if you're bike touring several days, you don't really want to smell like smoke. Like, I don't have a lot of change of clothes, and I don't want to stop to wash laundry. So I don't normally care about that stuff. Anyways, that's probably it for this evening. If you're still watching, like and subscribe, follow along. I'll see y'all in the morning. Thanks for watching. Good morning, everybody. This is day 3 on the Coast to Coast Trail in Florida, I think. I am headed towards the first gap in the trail. So the trail is paved, coast to coast, Florida coast to coast paved trail. Florida coast to coast bike trail. Planned 250 miles. but the trail is not finished yet. And there's a gap in the trail. I think the gap's about 50 miles. I'm not sure. But today I'm hitting that gap. And there's a few ways you can go through the gap. You can ride Route 50, which is probably the shortest path, but it's on the highway, kinda, I guess. There's another route north of 50, which you're on the road, but there's less traveled roads, no shoulders. Or you could go south of 50 through the forest, and that's the adventurous route. And you know we're going to take the adventurous route. So that's where I'm headed. Kevin had to move his car. That's super nice guy, Hall of Famer Kevin. Had to move his car this morning. So he's up here ahead somewhere parking. And I guess I'm gonna find him. He's gonna ride with me a little bit today. We're gonna ride to what I think it's called the Richloam General Store. And if my memory serves me right, I think it's like the oldest store in Florida or something. I don't know. So on I go. Kevin had places to camp reserved the last 2 nights. And this evening I'm back on my own. Don't know where I'm going. Don't know where I'm going to stay. But I know how I'm getting there. I appreciate it if you're still watching. Like and subscribe. Follow along to this quality content. On we go. Super nice guy, Hall of Famer Kevin. It's okay, birdies. Critters. How cool is that? Right on the side of the trail. Right on the side of the dang trail. Pretty brave too. Yeah. Yeah, it really seems like the swamp is the way to go. Look at this dang swamp, people. You know how many times we rode back and forth to get this shot? We almost got ran over. The stuff I do to bring y'all this quality content.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be road to find an area down here.
Ouch. The Richloam General Store and Post Office. I'm told it's worth the ride in the forest just to come here, but I thought the ride in the forest was worth the ride in the forest for the ride in the forest. Hello. Oh, they got ice cream too?
Yeah, they got
Of course they have ice cream.
They got pickles. They got big thing of pickles.
How are you going to talk about pickles when they got ice cream?
I know.
Only if you're pregnant.
Well, there you go. You got it.
I dropped my bottle because I forgot to strap it up. We're in the middle of nowhere, out here having an adventure. I'm trying not to get shot by these hunters that are looking at us funny. I'm dead serious. Whatever you do, don't shoot the deer with the yellow cap. It took that guy a second to figure out what I was saying. Which is funny because it makes you wonder what he thought originally. The deer with the yellow cap. I'll be lucky if I don't get pooped on. All right, we're sending Kevin off.
Yeah.
He's ditching me. We've been riding by all these hunters. Now he's warned them. He's like, I'm ditching this guy at mile 50, and then it's safe to shoot at him.
I offered him my jacket, but he doesn't want it. Yeah, I survived sleeping in the cold, 36 degrees. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. And yeah, Bane's the real deal. And that quality content takes time. So like and subscribe.
All right, that's it.
All right, buddy.
All right, later, dude. I'll see you next time.
Okay, Bane. Be safe. Have a good trip. Call me this week.
All right, yeah, I'll let you know when I make it back.
We'll catch up. We'll ride some.
Later, Kevin. Well, that was Kevin of the Super Nice Guy Hall of Fame. If you guys don't know who Brian is, y'all might enjoy his stuff if you enjoy mine. His ride-along adventures, and I'll link him up on the video, but that's kind of how I met Kevin. Kevin met Brian on the trail. Kevin watches YouTube. He knows good quality content when he sees it. And he's been watching my content since my second bike video. And he told me, if you're ever down here in Florida, give me a shout. And I actually saw Brian's video of the Coast to Coast Trail, which is how I learned about it. So I gave him a shout, and here we are. Car. So he wasn't sure about camping in the cold, and the first night he got a cabin, a bunkhouse. And I really appreciate it. He knows I'm cheap. So I asked him after he reserved these places, I'm like, hey, what do I owe you? He's like, don't worry about it. I got it. You just get lunch. And that's a pretty good deal. So he got the bunkhouse, and then yesterday the campground. And we've got to where he wanted to ride to, and he's turned back. And now I'm out here adventuring by myself. And that means I don't know where I'm going. I don't have reservations anywhere. I am stealth camping. I'm about 18 miles in for the day. It is 11:40. I don't have any distance I want to make. At least 50, but I don't really know. And I don't know where I'm staying. So, Kevin has abandoned me. Story of my life. And now the adventure continues. Like and subscribe and follow along. On we go. In the middle of nowhere. Flying critters. A lot of vultures out here. Must be a lot to clean up. I saw a bald eagle earlier, but he disappeared before I could get any film. You guys would not believe the stuff I do for this quality content. Just made it out of the sand that everybody warned me about, that you roll across through the wilderness. Stopped and had lunch, a bagel with peanut butter, and some protein powder. And now I'm on the Van Fleet Trail. I don't think I'm on this trail very long, but so far, right off the bat, immediately, it's awesome. There's forest on both sides, some swampy, marsh-looking stuff. Anyways, I'm about 28 miles in. It is 2 o'clock. So I'm not sure how far I'm getting. I was thinking 70 miles, but I don't know. I don't want to ride in the dark. Not because I'm scared to ride in the dark. I don't have an issue with that at all, especially on a bike trail. But I've never been to Florida, and I don't want to ride past cool stuff. So I'm just kind of going until I'm going. Well, I just discovered I wasn't supposed to turn onto the Van Fleet Trail, but cross it. So I am backtracking. I'm backtracking and adding 5 or 6 miles to the trip. But that's okay, because this trail's kind of awesome. After I found out I wasn't supposed to hit it, I thought about riding it to the end anyways. But that would put me on the highway. I don't want to do the highway. Just part of the process of bike touring sometimes. That's one of the reasons I don't necessarily like deciding where I'm going to get to at the end of the day. What if I'm dumb and I go the wrong way 10 or 20 miles? You got to be flexible. Anyways, it's a great day. Sun's out. Shorts and t-shirts flying. And I'm just biking along. I need to see when sunset is. I think it's at 6 o'clock. Give me 3.5 hours left to go before it gets dark. Anyways, enough blabbing. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Quality content, all that stuff. On we go. Who's a good boy? No. No. He's a big one. Good boy. The South Lake Trail. There was a bike lane on Route 50, but the traffic was real heavy and they was real close to the bike lane. It wasn't a separate. Bike lane wasn't separated. So you're riding right on the road with the traffic. And it sucks. I'm back on a bike trail. It is 4:50. I got about an hour to go before I start worrying about it being dark. Might not matter too much in the section that I'm in. I'm told it's through the suburbs. And good luck finding a place to stealth camp. We're gonna do it. We're gonna find a place to stealth camp. Whether it works or not, who knows? A successful stealth camp means you camped and got up and left and nobody noticed. You don't be disrespectful to the place you're at. You don't leave a mess. Don't build a fire. I don't build fires anyways. You camp and you go, and there should never be a sign that you was ever there. Alright, on we go. We'll pump out the long day. It's a busy area. So it is 5:40. I'm in this predicament where I passed a really nice spot to camp. I thought about stopping. I even hit the Dollar Tree and filled up on water and some snacks and dinner this evening. But this whole area is, I guess, suburban, residential, whatever. And I'm just gonna get through it. So I think I got about 10 miles before I get to the spot I want to stop at. This is a nice place. Right on the lake. It's pretty gorgeous. But I'm not ready to stop. I'd like to hit another 10 miles. And if it's dark when I roll in, it's dark when I roll in. Let's see if I find a place. The stealth camp, all stealthy-like. There just ain't places to stop when I want to stop. So you gotta make your own places. Look at that. Nice donuts. Not showing any of the camp setup tonight. I am stealth camping and don't want to be seen, so I don't want to have lights out while I'm setting up camp. I was going to stay about 10 miles back, and I hit the store and restocked, loaded up on water, and then decided not to stay there and biked here. I'm in the Oakland area. I found a little secluded place. Hopefully nobody notices I'm here. Dinner tonight was instant mashed potatoes and canned chicken. It was about $2.25. I have camp set up. The low is supposed to be 50, so that's pretty good. I will roll out early in the morning before sunup. So why I like the stealth camp? For one, I'm cheap. I mean, I'm not going to lie to anyone. I don't want to spend any money to camp. That's only part of the reason, though. I also don't like being tied down to a schedule. If I decide, okay, this is where I'm going to camp at, and I get a campsite at a camp place, a campground, I have to get to that spot. So that's where I'm going to head to that day. But maybe there's only a campground 40 miles away, or maybe the campground's nowhere near where I'm going. I don't like being tied down to a schedule. It somewhat, for me, defeats the purpose of what I'm doing. Also, there's not always a campground. And I don't want to do hotels. That also defeats the purpose. Like, why am I carrying all this weight if I'm going to stay in a hotel? And the same issue with the hotel. If you stay at a hotel, then you have to schedule it, you have to reserve it, and that's where you have to be at. I don't really enjoy that. The only time I'm going to stay in a hotel is if I end up somewhere that's super shady and I don't want to like camp. Like, I didn't stealth camp in Cleveland. There's been a couple of times where I've decided I'm tired, I'm going to get a place and camp at. So I got a hotel when I was in Cleveland doing the Ohio to Erie Trail. And I got a hotel when I was rolling into Pittsburgh when I did the Gap and C&O Trail. Usually, other than that, I stealth camp places. Like, there's freedom to stealth camping. The secret is nobody should ever know you was there. That don't mean you don't get caught where you're at. That means when you leave, nobody should ever be able to tell you was there. So anytime you're doing stuff, you should be practicing leave no trace. But that includes when you're stealth camping in town. I want to give a thanks to super nice guy Hall of Famer Kevin. He's been really helpful, giving me advice on where to stay and not stay, and other trails to go check out when I'm done, and riding with me. That was really cool. So big shout out to Kevin and Mrs. Kevin for letting him come run around with me for a couple of nights. Yeah, I'm going to bed. Good night, everybody. I may have got too cocky packing up. I had my headlamp on packing up and a little light trying to show everybody the camp as I broke it down. I don't know if someone called the Popo or if this is just a spot that they pull up in the morning. But there's a cop over here on the other side of the tree, and I don't think he saw me. He pulled up and his headlights went right through this tree, but he didn't see me. We're gonna roll by, see if he notices. This is dumb. So far, so good. That's his lights back there. I'm guessing that guy pulled up and parked and didn't see me sitting there. I'm out. I was gonna go over here to the right. There's the bathrooms, but I ain't waiting. He's still sitting there, so I'm good. Yeah. He was maybe 30 feet from where I was breaking my tent down at. When he pulled up, my tent was still up. And I was breaking it down, trying to be as quiet as I could. The only thing between us was that tree, and if he would have really paid attention, he would have saw me. The tent doesn't reflect. The tent itself isn't reflective, but the ground strings are reflective. And they were already down, but the tent was still up, and the tent blocked the reflectors from the bicycle. So when he pulled up, I guess he just didn't see me. Oh man, it's day 4 out here. I think I have 80 miles to the coast, but that means 90 miles altogether because once I hit the coast, I gotta bike back to Titusville for my car. So I'm probably not finishing today. I'll see y'all in a bit. I need to wake up. When I stealth camp, I just break camp and I leave. I don't cook or anything. I do that after I get out of the area. I'm in the wrong spot, but it looks like a beautiful sunrise. It's a nice spot for breakfast. I ain't ever rode that hard in the morning. So normally if someone sees me, by the time they call anybody to do anything about it, you'd be gone already. So I wasn't really worried when I had my lights out. But then when he pulled up, I shut my lights off real quick. But by then it was like light enough to see anyways. And for all I know, he didn't even see me bike off. He certainly wasn't there looking for anybody. Because if he would have got out of the car and walked over past the tree, he would have saw me. But leave no trace. Let no one know you're there. Toss your trash. Take your trash with you. Get rid of it. If you're not leaving trash laying all over the place, you ain't doing anything wrong. That's my policy. I gotta calm down a little bit. I thought I might have been going to jail. I don't think they'd arrest you, but what do I know? This is a nice neighborhood. They probably don't like this stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna get to pedaling. Like and subscribe, follow along. Oh, there's my picnic table right there. There's breakfast. Commercial area. The Hangry Bison. What do you figure they're slinging? Winter Garden Fire Department. Oh man, look at this caboose. The Chessie system. That's a Butte, Clark. Most Gatorades are trash, but this Gatorite Rapid Rehydration has 490 milligrams of sodium, so it's pretty good. The other Gatorades don't have enough electrolytes in it for it to really matter. You're really just drinking Kool-Aid. There's so much of this coast-to-coast trail that is just a bike path or a sidewalk running alongside the dang road. Yeah, so much of this trail is just regular bike paths, bike lanes that's running alongside of the road. Lots of intersections like this one. As far as trails go, a lot of this trail ain't all that great. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm having fun and I'm enjoying it, but I also don't mind biking on the road. If I didn't have to work, I'd be bike touring the US and I'd be all over the road anyways. So I don't mind the road necessarily, but it's not really what most people biking on bike trails are looking for, I don't think. Anyways, I'm gonna keep on going. Follow along. Past few months, I've gotten a lot of new subscribers. A lot of y'all watching and commenting. I just wanted to take this time to say thank you. I appreciate it. I enjoy trying to film and create, I guess, this content. I'm really glad you guys are checking it out. Thanks for following along. On we go. Well, this is different. I've been over several overpasses. This might be my first underpass. Hello. The person who says something is impossible should not interrupt the person who is doing it. I was talking to Kevin by the campfire the other night, and he gave me probably the best compliment I've had in a while. He said, you know, you watch people on YouTube and you feel like you get to know them, you feel like you know them. And then you meet some of them and they are exactly who you thought they were. And that's an awesome compliment. Thanks, Kevin. Super nice guy, Hall of Fame. Awaits us. It might await you, but I'm on it. Wow. Really cool work. Paint the trail. Don't mind if they do. You gotta watch for people turning right or turning left coming the other way, because they're not really watching for you. There's signals you can push to get the light, but they ignore it and go anyways. There's been at least a couple times that I've crossed the on-ramp to the interstate, which, as you might imagine, is busy. So again, I mean, you're on a bike path, but it's right next to the busy road, and you cross it over and over. And this has been most of the day. I haven't videoed much, and this is why. I was about to stop for lunch. I had me a bagel and peanut butter when I passed a Chick-fil-A. And I'm gonna have a Chick-fil-A sandwich while I charge my batteries.
Bathroom you can wheel your bike into is a luxury.
You know, stuff like this makes it worth riding on the road all day. Feels like you're in the middle of nowhere, but I can still hear the interstate. Quite the change from the long stretches of straightness on the highway. Another coast-to-coast trail sign. Haven't seen many of those. Look how clear that water is. I think it's warm the gators out here. There's a big old fish. Oh, you can't see it in this. Check this out. a big one. I was way over there on the other side.
He's coming up. Look, he's a yellow bear there too.
He's bigger than the other one.
I know. You see that there? Yeah. You're going right.
I got about 9 miles before I get to the place I think I'm camping, called Hickory Bluff Preserves. Now online it shows there's like a group tent camping area. So I assume, you know, you can pitch a tent and camp. But they also have a pavilion. And if I can, I'm gonna hide under that pavilion because it's gonna rain. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. I like making stuff. Like, I like making these videos, but it's so much better when people watch them. Here we go. Dang ostrich farm. Well, an ostrich on the farm. There's some goats and chickens, some fine turkeys over there. There he goes. I don't know why he keeps flying the same way. I was gonna keep following him by accident. Unintentional like. Well, this is the group campground. There's a pavilion right over there. There's nobody here. My intention is to try to camp underneath that pavilion through the rain. And look at this beautiful river. Oh my goodness. Maybe if the sun was out, this place would be full of gators. Wow. That's crazy beautiful. Gorgeous. This is going to protect me from the rain. Good morning, everybody. Headed back towards the trail now. About a mile back to the trail from where I camped. And I think I got about 30 miles to Tittusville this morning. And from Titusville, I believe it's another 10 miles over to the coast. So I'm gonna bike to Titusville, drop off my bags, and then bike over to the coast and back. Another successful evening stealth camping. Camped under the pavilion. It rained last night, and I missed all that under the pavilion. I had my alarm set for 7:30. Normally I have it set for 6 when I'm stealth camping, but since I was actually at a campsite, I wasn't too concerned about getting out of there too early. Normally when you stealth camp, you want to be gone by daylight. And as I was getting up, before I even started packing, I heard a car door shut. And I knew a forest ranger was around. And he walked by and said hello. He left because I was under the pavilion, knowing I was there because of the rain. Went on about his day, and I packed up and left. Running low on water. I only have just over a liter of water this morning. So instead of having my oatmeal, I just had some breakfast bar. Anyways, day 5, coast to coast to Florida. After I'm done with this trip, or after I'm done with this route, I'm gonna bike around Florida on some other trails for at least a few days, because I'm off work until this time next week. I ain't got nothing to do. Follow along, on we go. I bet this doesn't qualify as a muffler man. But he's kind of cool. And even cooler is this men working guy. I like seeing cool stuff like that along the trail. I don't know why more people don't do it. Like the Paint the Trail area we passed up yesterday. I'm at Virgie's Pit Stop, which is good because I'm basically out of water and needed water. So I stopped here and got some water and a banana and had breakfast since there was water. I'm about 17 miles from Titusville, so the trip's about done. Look at all these local cyclists. Y'all's gonna make my video. Mine? Huh? I'm gonna sell it on my OnlyFans. Oh man, I make myself laugh. That's not even a joke. I really do. My goal in life is to make myself laugh. I might not be funny, but I make myself laugh. Anybody else that laughs is just a bonus. I'm gonna make myself laugh even if it bothers other people. That's what life's about. Making yourself laugh. I saw a sign at the hot dog place we was at the other day, and it said, "Life isn't hard, we just make it hard," or something like that. So I'm making life funny. I don't know about y'all. I like to laugh and have a good time all the time. Anyways, so far so good. On we go. Like and subscribe, follow along. We're almost done with this trip. We're almost done with this route. The trip continues. All right, so I'm in Titusville, about a half a mile from the visitor center. I'm gonna drop my bags off at the car, check out the visitor center, and then make my way over to the coast. And it looks like I just finished the trail. I'm at the Max Brewer Bridge. Back here behind me, there's a bike lane going across it, but then the bike lane ends. I'm gonna bike across that and make my way over to the coast. It's quite windy. Let's see if I get ran over. Well, the sun's out and the clouds are pretty much gone, but it is windy. Well, there's no shoulder through this area. It's not good. This area is too busy, but it's pretty, and the cars fly by. I'm pretty sure I just saw some pink flamingos flying by. Pretty cool. You know, the thing about nude beaches is you don't want to see anybody naked that's actually there. Wind out here is rough. Ooh, boy. made it to the coast. My afterthoughts. I had a lot of fun. I don't know. My head's not in the afterthought, so I'm gonna close this out and walk around the beach a little bit and then get back to my car, and then I'll throw down my afterthoughts. This was the Coast to Coast Trail. I'm still in Florida. I'm gonna be in Florida for a few more days at least. I'm gonna do some other trails, check out some other stuff. So like and subscribe if you're still watching, and follow along. I just finished the Coast to Coast Trail. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I guess 4.5 days is what I finished it in. 277 miles is what I have on my GPS. The surfaces was all nice. There's some places where they're resurfacing the trail where it seemed perfectly fine, but the trail's not marked very well, like almost at all. It goes from one trail to the next, but it doesn't start and stop at the end of these trails. It just branches off here and there. There's a few places where the trail you're on goes straight or goes around a corner, and the Coast to Coast Trail kicks off a different direction with no signs whatsoever. So if you don't have something like in your GPS warning you that you missed a turn, it could cause you some problems. Anyways, coming from Ohio, it was great weather, but it was like low 50s most of the time. I was able to avoid all the rain. It only rained in the evening, and I was either in a bunkhouse or hidden underneath a pavilion when it rained. I just finished up. I hit a shower at the YMCA. I'm a member of the Y, so I called and checked. They had a shower. I got me a free shower. Yes, I'm cheap. And now I'm heading to the next place. So like and subscribe and follow along. I'm headed towards the Blue Springs State Park. We're going to see some Blue Springs. See if I can't find me a place to stealth camp. And the adventure continues for me tomorrow. For you, probably on the next video. Like and subscribe and follow along.
This is quality content.
Like and subscribe.